Hello and welcome to Temple Est. My name is Nives and today I would like to talk about serenity. Why it's so important to maintain serenity. We are living in a very busy world and we ourselves are busy. There are many things we would like to do in a day and many other things we would not like so much to do, but we have to do. And beside that, we are constantly getting distracted with the informations that we are receiving, we are allowing to come into our mind. We are probably receiving around 70,000 informations per day. This is a way too much from what we can process and what we need to process and what we would like to process if we would like to make a good decision. So to allow ourselves to make a good decision, we need to maintain this serenity, this inner peace. Distractions are coming constantly from our phones, from TV, from the news, from people we know, people we don't know, people who are requiring our attention. And in all these informations, we need to actually distinguish what is important, what we would like to focus on, which decision needs to be done right now, and what is maybe a decision that we can delegate to someone or we can leave it for some other day. And what is usually happening is that we are getting distracted by the things that are seemingly important and urgent, but actually are not. Like, for example, messages we are receiving on our phone constantly. Is this really important? Does this really require your attention right now? Because if our attention is swinging constantly from the thing we are doing to the messages, from the thing we are doing to the messages, we are losing a lot of time and energy. Because it takes time to get back on a focus where we were while we were doing something before we got distracted by the message. So what I'm trying to say, it's important to distinguish things that seem to be important from the things that are really important. Things that are important will be important still in about 10-15 minutes. Rarely we are actually seeing in those messages urgent things that require our immediate action. Usually those kind of things, those kind of informations we set to receive on a different channel so that we know from the start that this is something that it's urgent and requires the immediate attention. Because there are so many things that are distracting us, we are not even, most of the people are not aware of where their energy is going, where they're wasting their energy, and how they can actually preserve this energy for the things they would like to do. And when we have this energy, then the other thing is how to make a decision. Again, the decisions have to be made by this state of peace and, let's say, center. Being centered is the place where you want to be when you are making important decisions. This is certainly not the place where you are bombarded by the informations, where you don't know which information to choose and which one is right for you. But what we are doing most of the time, or very often at least, it's completely the opposite. Besides all the informations we are bombarded with from the outside, we actually go and ask for more information. We ask one friend, what do you think about this? Then, receiving his or her answer, we are even more confused because maybe this answer was made based on this person's values, not our values. They're trying to tell us what's the best for us, but they're still talking from their point of view. Then we are going to another friend, then to another friend, and after 3-4 friends, we don't know anymore we are back to point A. Now we are even more confused than we were at the beginning. This is why, when making the important decisions, the best way to do it is to sit, get centered, get rid of all the noise, and stay in that state for a while, and then make a question. And let your mind wander for a while, and every time it wanders away, gently bring it back. And when you feel you are completely centered, you can start paying attention to what stories are coming to your mind. Because the stories you will receive, the messages you will receive, those are the right choices for you. Sometimes when we do that, we get messages or stories that seem at the moment not most logical ones, or something very weird, or we just get maybe a hint of inspired action we could do. And the best way to do is actually to follow this sign, to do this action. It might not be the answer to your question, but it will certainly lead you towards the answer on your question. And to be able to make a right decision on a spot when something happens suddenly, something you did not expect, to be able to react properly, not to react, but to act the way we would like to act, it's to maintain this serenity, to maintain this center. And how to maintain this center, one of the things, certainly it's a meditation. But there are many other things for those who maybe don't have time to meditate. You can have a little rituals, for example, through the day, where you can make a quick check on yourself that you in a center, and quickly get back to your center. This is another thing we are doing on the individual online program, Happy and Energetic. But one point is, make sure that you get rid of all the informations you don't need. You're not wasting energy on processing those informations, or even worse, responding to those informations. And know what is really important for you. What is important and how important it is. Does it require immediate attention, or it could maybe wait until tomorrow, or maybe at least a couple of hours later be addressed. So those are the basic guidances for how you can start to maintain this serenity. Because if you are making right decisions, if you are acting in a way you would like to act, this will help you additionally to maintain your serenity. And I hope all this helps you, at least a bit. If yes, please don't hesitate to share it with your friends or whoever you think that this could help. And I wish you all very good day, and thank you for listening this video and being here with me in our temple nest. Bye for now.